So the download is done. So before installing it, I would like to show you my current JDK version on my system. So if we go to the command line and type in Java version, as you can see right now I have Java 11.0.12 that's installed on my system. So let's go ahead and install the JDK 17 for the first time. So it may take a while, so let's be patient for a while. So keep next, and if you want to change the installation path you can do so from here, just clicking on the change. So let's click next. So if you are interested you can just go ahead and check the API documentation, developer guides, and other release notes and associated help they are offering with this. And so for this video I'm gonna skip all this. So what I would like to do now is get back to the command line and check the version after installing the Java 17. So as you can see, previously it was Java 11, so now it's Java 17. So we did not have to do it manually, so it was done uh, by this installation. With the permission we are giving them, they are the JDK itself is actually setting up the class path for us. So with that being said, so the installation is successful. So now we have Java 17. So that's great. So now uh, let's go ahead and see a basic example of sealed classes or sealed interfaces. So I am gonna give you a very basic example how this may help you to restrict extending or implementing an interface. So it allows you to, I mean, provide more class level security to your application. So let's go ahead and create a class called I'm gonna give it let's say superclass dot java. It's going to be public class superclass. I'm gonna keep it very simple. At first I'm gonna create this um, a very simple looking uh, class which has a constructor, and I'm gonna also define one public method, void method, which is going to be maybe print message. And it definitely prints out some message. So let's say welcome to Java 17. So let's now create two subclasses which are gonna extend this superclass. So first one I'm gonna let's save this first before actually typing. Let's say subclass a.java class subclass a which extends super class. That's it. I'm not gonna write in any other thing with it. So let's create another class, another subclass, which is going to be subclass b.java, and I am going to this subclass a and gonna copy this one and use the same code here. Superclass, same class here, and just gonna change this one. Let's verify. Yeah, this is also saved. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create uh, executable class. Just gonna name it, gonna keep it simple, just gonna name it main.java, and I'm gonna give it public class main, which will have a main method, and I'm going to create the instance of superclass for let's say subclass A is equal to new subclass A, and also gonna copy this and do it here like this, subtype B. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to call the print message from the superclass, and just that's it. Let's run this program and see the initial output. So let's get back to our instead let's so now let's compile and execute this program and find out the initial output. So let's get back to, so let's say cd terminal, and let's go to the path where we have the source code. So let's compile this. Okay, so the compilation is done. So let's execute this main class. Sorry about that. Okay, so as you can see that welcome to Java 17 was printed twice due to basically we have the instance of superclass twice for subtype A and for subtype B, and so that's being that is why we are getting those messages. So what if now we get to our superclass and we seal this one. We use sealed, which permits, let's say we only permit subclass to actually inherit this one. Actually this sealed will be before the class keyword. So yep. And now if we get back to subclass A, okay, so now let's compile this again, compile our code again and try to see what happens. So as you can see that there are multiple errors. So first off, the subclass A should be sealed, non-sealed, or final modifiers expected for this class subclass A. Okay, so let's get back and fix this first. So let's make it final. So final, and now get back to our terminal and compile this again. Okay, so uh, what's wrong? Final. Did you misplace this final keyword here? So let's, I don't know, did you miss it? Yeah, actually it was okay. So that was our mistake. So it's, what's wrong? Okay, so now in the this is the latest one actually. So I was looking at this one and trying to figure out what's wrong. So now as you can see, the class is not allowed to extend seal class superclass as it is not listed in its permits classes. So basically what is happening now is that the subclass actually is not permitted by superclass to be extended. That is why it's throwing an error. So what if we get back to our code and let's say permits the subclass B as well. So what happens now? Let's get back and compile it. Oh, obviously we have to change the uh, modifier. So we have to add either final, non-sealed. So let's say final. For now, let's make it final. Get back to class A. I don't know why it's like that. Let's save it here. Let's get back. Yep. Now it compiles. Now it runs the same way. So if we get back to our code and take a look at those again, so okay, so we have defined this superclass as sealed and is permitting subclass A and subclass B to be uh, extended. And so what is happening here is that this subclass A actually can extend it, but here is one thing, that it should be either final or non-sealed or sealed. Okay, so this is this thing to be notified. Okay, so if we do it this way, then this program will be executed as expected and show the output as we are calling the print message twice. So that is basically it from my side. I think this is a cool feature. So now I want to see how the community actually adopts this feature, and what people or the other or the community thinks about it. So I think it's cool. I think it's cool, but I'm not sure how often I will be using it. So definitely, because in a large enterprise sort of project, it's really hard to know how many classes to be restricted or permitted to be it to be extended. So okay, let's see. Time will say if it's going to be adopted by the community very well or not. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Peace out.